3-2, reconcile a bank statement. How do checking account users make sure that their records are current? Why is it important to reconcile the bank register monthly? What problems could arise if you think you have more in your checking account or more in your account than the bank knows you have? All right, example 1. Here is a bank statement and check register for Michael Bayek's checking account. What steps are needed to reconcile Mike's bank statement? So this is his register, and then at the bottom is his statement that comes in the mail. So what we need to do is check to make sure that everything on his statement is checked off in this column with the checks. So his deposit for $35 needs to be checked off. His deposit for $100 checked off. Then we have a withdrawal $17.70 for $158.08, and we want to make sure they match what the bank says and what we have written down. Otherwise, they won't balance. $17.68 for $46.50, and then $17.69 for $74.64, and then $17.65 for $19.50. All right, so we've got everything checked off. So now we know there's some things that haven't been reconciled, and that's why this balance and this balance don't match. So we're going to take our starting balance. I'm sorry, not our starting balance. We're going to take what hasn't been reconciled, so our ending balance on the statement. So we're going to take our 628.23. And we're going to, the things that haven't been reconciled, put them back in or take them back out, whichever one we have to do. So if it is a withdrawal, we have to add it back in. Okay? No, that is false. I lied. So if it's a withdrawal, we got to take it out of this balance because we want it to match this. So we don't have to do backwards. I lied. So we're going to take out $50. Okay? Then the next one is $18, and that also is a withdrawal, so I'm going to take out $18. Then the next one is another check for $29.10, and then the next one is another check for $15, and then I have a deposit for $125. So I'm going to use my calculator and do this math, and hopefully it's going to match this. If they match, then we're good to go. If they don't match, we're in deep trouble. Something's wrong. So go ahead, pause the video, and do that math. Make sure they match. And you should have gotten $641.13. So they match. So it has been reconciled. It's all good. Okay. All right, move on to the next one, which is the check for understanding. So go ahead and read that. And then let's talk about some ideas you had. So jot down some of your ideas, and then we will talk about them. So name some reasons why a check may not have cleared during the monthly cycle and appear on the bank statement. So why are those 4 checks from the last statement we just did, or in the last example, why haven't they cleared? So one of the reasons could be, it could be the end of the banking cycle. So if you wrote it on the 30th day of the month, it might not get cleared or deposited or whatever in time for it to make it onto your statement. And maybe you wrote something and the business that you wrote it to only makes deposits once a week. Or, once a month. I don't think they would do that, but you never know. I like the first idea first. If you have any other ones, please share them with me. That would be great. So why don't you try your check for understanding and then continue the video to make sure you got the right answer. Here's your answer to the check for understanding. We took our statement balance, took out withdrawals, added deposits, which gave us our revised statement balance, which was letter D above. And it has to match our check register, and this was letter E above. So we used the same formula, and since D and E are equal, then it balances. Example 3. Marina and Brian have a joint checking account. So things we need to know. They have a balance in their check register of this, and the balance on their bank statement is this. They have deposits of those and checks of those. They want us to reconcile using the spreadsheet. So I have lots of colors, so I don't know if you have the opportunity to have lots of colors, but this says that our check register balance is 39.25, and I'm using the formula from the previous page. So our check register balance is letter E. Then it tells us that our bank statement is 34.50.10, and from our previous formula, that's letter A. Then it tells us we have all these deposits. So our deposits of 135.67, 254.77, and 188.76. Deposits are letter B. Let's add those up quickly. So pause and add those up. So that was 25.79.20. And then we have our checks, which is letter C. And our checks are 567.89, 23.83, 598.33, and 1,000. So go ahead and pause and get that total. 21.90.05. Now, in order to get to find out if this is true, we want to get our letter D, remember. So D is equal to A minus C plus B. So we take our statement ending balance, 34.50.10. We take away our checks and add our deposits. So we're going to add 25.79.20 and take away 21.90.05. That should give us the magic number of the check register balance. So when we do that math, go ahead and pause and do that math. You get 38.39.25, which is our revised. This is our revised statement balance, which is D. 38.39.25. It looks really different compared to those other examples when it's in the spreadsheet. So make sure you get that formula from example 2 and you can do it. Don't just memorize some letters, because you got to know what the letters represent. Take a second and process that, and then let's try example 4. Example 4. Marie has not been able to maintain the $1,500 minimum balance required to avoid a $25 fee every month on her checking account. She wants to switch to a different account with a fee of 10 cents per check and a $10.50 monthly maintenance fee. Marie wants to estimate the fees of her new account. If she wrote 12 checks in August, 14 in October, and 13 in November, find the mean number of checks she writes per month during the last 3. So mean is to add them up and divide by the numbers. So 12 plus 14 plus 13 all divided by 3. Go ahead and pause. You should get 13. So her mean number of checks over those 3 months was 13. 1 month she was above, 1 month she was below. Based on the mean, estimate how much Marie expects to pay in per check fees each month after she switches to the new account. So her fee for the new account is 10 cents per check and a monthly maintenance fee of $10.50. So they want to know just the per check fees. So 13 checks times 10 cents is $1.30. So she's going to pay $1.30 in check fees if she writes 13 checks a month. So now, how much will Jill pay in monthly fees and how much will she save? So, in 1 month, she will have to pay the $10.50 monthly maintenance fee, and she'll pay, on average, $1.30 in checks. So add those up, and we get $11.80. What's the difference? Well, if she was going to be charged $25 and now she's only going to be charged $11.80, what's that difference? So make sure you have your calculator, pause and plug it in. So you should get $13.20 saved per month. Now again, that's only if she uses 13 checks. So in August, it's going to be less. In October, it's going to be more. In November, it's going to be exactly what we targeted. Okay, but because we use the mean, that's on average. Good luck. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.